How to find bearish anticipation setup. The objective of finding anticipation setup, whether it is on a bullish or bearish side, is to find a very low risk entry point where if the trade works, it immediately works. Second, if it doesn't work, you're going to lose very little money because your objective is to get into a possible breakdown just when it is happening, and you have thought through that setup in the night or in the morning, and you have planned for it, and it's a planned trade. So it's like a premeditated murder versus a crime of passion. So this is important to understand. And the process, I have laid it down multiple times. It's like simple scan. So what we are looking at basically is for the anticipation bearish, we're looking at a very simple scan. We're looking at liquidity 300 plus, because I like more liquid stock. If you like smaller account, you can look at liquidity as less than 100,000. TI65 is less than 0.95. That way you're ensuring that the stock is in a confirmed downtrend. Price percent change today is between -1 and 1%. And today change, like basically this is percentage change, this is like in absolute dollar terms, it was down either less than 40 cents or it was up less than 40 cents, and price is above 15. Again, these criterias you can change around depending on your account size. I don't really look at stocks below 15, and I don't want to look at too many stocks also, because if you can find good candidates in this, then you are home. Okay, so you have these 138. What I'm going to do is I'm going to like and sort it by TI65. So the strongest stocks are at the top basically, and then it's just by going through each one of them and looking for a specific setups, the kind of example which I have shown multiple times. And today also, when we by the end of this video, you look at what I find, the candidates which I find, you will know what I'm looking for in them. Okay, now this is a possible short setup basically, because it broke down and now it is like an 0.13. So that's one, like an this is the kind of thing which you want to look at, like an upward sloping kind of a setup, not like downward sloping and which breaks down. Okay, or that's like one of the things which I look for. Okay, now obviously none of these are like a good candidates, and we keep going till we find good candidates. Okay, now this one has like it's just going sideways, like you want like something which is upwards, and then like so Cerner, this is a possible setup. Now see here, like the stock was down here for almost like 20 days or so, and if you see, there are only one or two or three positive days, or two, they were also weak, like not on very high volume. So it's like everything was going down. Okay, now this is a counter trend move, it's sloping up. Okay, yesterday was 0.21. So this is a possible candidate. Now always in the first go, when I look at it, I will take candidates like this, but then later I will study what is the earnings date, is there a news catalyst pending, because when you have only like when once you do this process and you get only 8 or 9 candidates, you have time in the night to look at them and figure out whether there is any news catalyst or anything. Okay, on that candidate. So that's the whole point of doing anticipation. And this you can do pretty fast once you know what you're looking for. Jack in the box. This is just going sideways, so I wouldn't really look at that. So the salvation transmission, see stock is weak, like, and it's gone down, and this is a counter trend, so it might work. So let's put it in the watch list for the time being, then we can always uh, fine tune the list further. Now this is again like, and it's going up. Yesterday was like 0.02%. So that's something I'll put it in the watch list to watch. See, something like this. This can also work, but you want something which is sloping up and it's already down 5 6 days in a row. But like, yeah, maybe kind of a things. These kind of things I've seen don't work too good. Because they tend to bounce back, because there are a lot of these people who are looking at like and playing bounces on stock which break down um, as a short-term trade. So that's why like those don't really work so well, because they look at it as like some sort of a double bottom or something, and there are a lot of people who are playing that kind of a bounce. See this Novas here, see the down move, like you just have just one like positive day in true sense of the word. This was okay, like next day, so 2 days basically. It's very weak stock. When you have like hardly any positive days, very weak. Has gone up on a low volume. Okay, here yesterday was 0.9%. Okay, so that's a nice setup. So this IIVI again, like an SE, it's gone sideways here. You actually want something which is sloping up a little bit, but like this might work. So I'll put it there, but uh, RPC oil and gas again, like this is down. See, hardly any positive moves during that thing. Weak stock. Now this is a very nice setup, because see here the stock is down so weak, like there was hardly any positive move. This is the only positive day in that, which was marginally higher on a very low volume, right? And it's like setting up so nicely. Yesterday is 0.016%, so if it breaks down, you're looking for a lot more downside basically. And also like stocks which make a big move, like which are up 200 300% before they break down, are the one which like tends to make bigger down moves, because a lot of people are invested in them, in the sense either funds or there is always some sort of a news on them, or so there's a catalyst here. So based on that, once they start liquidating, it can be like a sharp move down basically. One person's down bearish setup can be another person's bullish setup. I saw some people are bullish on this stock and they've started building position. So it can work either way, but like this to me is a very nice bearish setup, A grade bearish setup basically, because see, very weak rally. Okay, then after that there is a counter trend bounce on a low volume, and it offers you a very low risk entry point basically. I would look at like, and I say something around 17.75 or something like that as the entry point on that, with a very close top. Now Pilgrim's Pride, I seen like a lot of you have this Pilgrim Pride as like a setup. Okay, now this is like in a very volatile, like you want like in a less volatile kind of a setup here. Can it work? Yes, it can work, but like typically the one which is like which I showed you is very different kind of qualitatively than PPC. So I wouldn't say PPC is a good setup. So if you go through this, what you get is you get like an study cycle, you get Sun, you get Allison, you get Frac, you get Tisco, you get Nova, which I don't think is a good, this I would take it out, it's not really a good setup. Nova, then you have IIVI, which again like NSE, it's it can work, but like it's a REC and ESI08. So let's copy this into a watch list anticipation. So you have 8 candidates. Now this is one way to find bearish anticipation setup. There is another which is higher priced stock, which I run a scan for anticipation, where I'm just looking at stocks which are up 39%, $39 plus and down, like in the same criteria as what we used. Basically, you look liquidity is true, price percent change between -1 and 1, and net change between -40 cents and +40 cents, and price is about 39. and TI65 is between 0.95 and 1.05. So that way what is happening is you're going to find candidates which are about TI105 in the things which are like in a bullish, and the things which are below 0.95 you already looked at. So that way you're looking at a less number of stocks basically. So let's look at the same thing again, and we'll sort it by the same TI65 with higher TI at the top. So let's look at these to see if you can find some more candidates. Okay. See this, but this rally is too volatile, so I wouldn't take this, but this might work also. Now Dun and Bradstreet, some of these also work. Okay, American Airline. Now this one is a nice one because see here there's a breakdown on high volume, and then there's a counter trend rally, and this might break down. So that's like one possible. Now this is a very nice setup because see here there was a big huge drop on this stock. 44 million shares were sold, probably one of the highest days. This was like 34 million, so that's I think is one of the highest volume down day on that stock after it missed earnings or guided lower, I think. So, and then there's this counter trend bounce which typically happens in bullish market because the market was very bullish during that time. The market bounced back. So now this is an ideal kind of a setup. This is like an 0.05. Okay, you can put a very close stop and take a shot at this particular stock with like a dollar. I would put a stop dollar above my entry, and if it works, you're looking at probably entering into a downside move right at the beginning of the downside move, and it might go down 10-15%. Even if it doesn't goes down 10-15% with a $1 stop, you're looking at unless it gaps down, like the ideal entry would have been yesterday on this one, if you had seen it intraday. This one also will work, but I think there's some news pending on this, if I remember correctly. So how much time does it take? Like, to me, it takes less than 10-15 minutes to do both these scans. Obviously, if you are new, it will take you more time to do it, but it doesn't take much of a time, and you have to basically do this and then clean up the list later in terms of prioritizing it. See this one, see down move, hardly any positive day during this particular thing. This is like hardly a positive day, this is hardly a positive day, and counter trend bounce, and then today is 0.36. So very close stop one can put in here, and then if it goes, you're looking at probably $5-6 move for probably a $1 stop. That's the kind of situation which you are looking for an anticipation. So this again, we put it into the watch list anticipation. So now let's look at this watch list anticipation. Now doing this much work is just like one part of the work, and now really comes the thing where you start looking at them and start prioritizing. Look, I have 14 ideas or 13 ideas, but not every idea is the best of the idea, or in priority terms. So let's look at each one of them and try and create some sort of a priority kind of a list. This is my number one priority candidate today because it's high priced, it's extremely liquid, 10.8 million shares traded. This is very nice, it had a bearish drop on 44 million kind of a thing. It had gone for a long period of time up, See, if you see like in a stock has like in a double, triple, or something like that. So that's like in a something which has a potential to make a uh, good move, even if it goes down to where it was. Like you're looking at a 10% for risking, and probably like in a with a very close stop, you're looking at like less than 2% on that. Okay. This I'm not sure. I've not looked at the news, but I think there is some news pending, so I'll let it go. Now this is another one where like the stock is down, okay, and it's got a counter trend move, high priced, 5.7 million shares traded. If it goes down, you're looking at like a 3, 4, 5, $6 move. So that's another stock which I would look at. Okay, this is like I think, and it might need more days to set up. Okay. This is like really not sloping up, so I would let it go. So a little bit more volatility, so I would let it go. Allison, like, and it's not really fully formed, so that's like in a frac. Um, Again, like in a very weak stock, but like little bit more volatility, so I would let it go. Also, like there is no other reason. Nuvasi, like, see, this is also nice setup. Like, see here down, hardly 1 or 2 up days in that, but the stock wasn't really going up a lot. Like, so this is like probably a lower priority than these two at the top. I think, and I like stocks which are going upward sloping kind of a thing. This has like 3 negative days, so not really. This is another one which is A grade kind of a setup. So I have 4 setups. Okay, now once I have 4 setup, again, like in priority terms, this is my number 1 priority setup. This is number 2 priority setup, because it's like gone up a lot, and recent weakness is there kind of a thing, and offers you very close top, because it's like 0.016% or 0.16 cents. So you can like put a stop at around 30 cents, and if it works, it will work kind of a thing. Okay. And then you have like basically 2 or 3 good ideas, and if they work, uh, your next week will be done, or next 1 month can be done, uh, if any one of these setup works. And then really, once you have that, you have to look at like where you're going to put stop or entry in this particular kind of a setup, and that's should be basically that's it. And now these 3, like, and I like this ESIO better than NUA. So PayPal will be number 1 on my IB platform. Probably ESIO number 2, PCAR number 3, and NUA number 4. And it takes 15 minutes to do this. So if you are serious about making money, and if you really want to be in control of your trading, okay, you can do this. Anyone with an average intelligence can do this. I trained my daughter to do this, and she's just now 16. Okay, and she started learning this when she was 8 years old. Okay, anyone can learn it. She does this like, and if I ask her to look at, okay, I'm busy, can you go through this, she will like 15-20 minutes. She goes faster than I go, in fact, and I have to tell her, look, and I don't do this so fast, you're missing out on some of the things. And she can do it, and she can find the same setup as I find. So if you're really serious, stop bullshitting. Stop like doing 10,000 things and running 20,000 scans and reading like 20,000 posts on Seeking Alpha and all over the place, and being completely confused, and my eyes are not finding this and that. All that is bullshit. Okay, those are all like excuses. If you're looking for to make money, okay, even this looks like a nice setup to me. Just do this day in and day out, and you'll be in control, and you'll make money.